Have you ever wondered why, despite all your efforts, she doesn't see you as her priority? You text back immediately, plan thoughtful dates, make yourself available whenever she needs you, yet somehow you're still left feeling like an option rather than someone she genuinely values. It's frustrating, isn't it? You're doing everything that should make you stand out, everything that should make her see your worth. And yet, she seems distracted, distant, treating your presence in her life like a convenience instead of a necessity. This isn't a matter of her not appreciating you. It's a matter of how you're presenting yourself. In today's world, filled with fleeting messages and shallow connections, it's easy to fall into the trap of giving too much while receiving so little in return. Perhaps you've been told that to win someone's heart, you need to constantly give, to always be there, to endlessly compromise. But what if that advice has been all wrong? What if the path to becoming her priority isn't through constant attention and endless availability, but through mastering your own value? In the pages that follow, we'll delve into a powerful, time-tested approach to relationships that will help you transform from being just an option to becoming the person she doesn't want to lose. Drawing on principles of Stoicism and self-respect, this journey isn't about manipulation or playing games. It's about discovering a new mindset, one that centers on controlling your own actions, understanding your worth, and creating a life so fulfilling that others are drawn to be part of it. So, are you ready to stop chasing and start living with purpose? Let's explore how to become her priority by first becoming the priority in your own life. Part 1. Stop trying to win her approval. Imagine this. You're constantly texting her, arranging dates, adjusting your schedule to fit into her life, thinking, if I just try a little harder, she'll see my value. But the harsh truth is, this approach rarely works. In fact, the more effort you put in to impress her, the more it seems she drifts away, stops responding as quickly, or even starts ignoring you. Why? Because by prioritizing her over yourself, you've sent an unintended message. You don't value yourself enough, so why should she? The foundation of being a priority to anyone is self-respect. Instead of making her the center of your universe, focus on becoming the man you genuinely want to be. This isn't about playing games or pretending to be someone else. It's about finding your inner strength and self-worth. When you're not actively seeking her approval, you start attracting respect, and that naturally creates interest and curiosity. Women tend to be drawn to those who don't depend on them for validation, who have a strong sense of purpose. So, if you're constantly available, bending over backward to win her favor, it tells her you're willing to sacrifice your own needs for hers, that you're an option, not someone who commands respect. To be her priority, stop seeking her validation and start valuing your time, energy, and individuality. Show her that you're not expendable, that you're a person with your own dreams, values, and goals. One powerful concept to help you achieve this shift is Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that teaches the art of mastering one's emotions. Through Stoicism, you learn to be calm, resilient, and focused, no matter what life or she throws your way. By controlling your own reactions, you're no longer at the mercy of her responses or behavior. Instead, you become someone who commands respect and admiration. For instance, if she cancels plans last minute or doesn't text you back, a Stoic approach would be to let it go, without letting your emotions spiral out of control. Don't get angry or frustrated. Just acknowledge it, focus on something else that adds value to your life, and move forward. This subtle but powerful shift shows her that you're not dependent on her actions to feel good about yourself. You're your own anchored. In summary, stop trying to win her over and start working on your own goals and happiness. Create a fulfilling life that doesn't revolve around her or anyone else. When she sees you're living a life full of purpose and confidence, she'll naturally be drawn to your strength. To be her priority, begin by being your own priority. And the irony is, the moment you stop chasing her approval, you'll start to earn her respect. Part 2. Embrace emotional detachment. One of the most empowering tools in any relationship is emotional detachment. Now, this doesn't mean you don't care about her or that you ignore her emotions. Instead, it means you are in control of your own feelings and not swayed by her actions, reactions, or moods. This strength of character is often what separates a man who is respected from one who is overlooked. Emotional detachment is about maintaining calm and confidence no matter what happens in the relationship. Imagine she suddenly stops texting as often, or her replies become shorter and less enthusiastic. Instead of panicking and replaying every conversation, wondering what went wrong, you stay grounded. You don't react impulsively, sending multiple follow-up messages or trying to seek her attention. You remind yourself that her behavior is a reflection of her own feelings and circumstances, not a judgment on your worth. By remaining emotionally detached, you show that you're not reliant on her reactions to feel secure or valued. You have your own stability, your own inner peace. This quality is exceptionally attractive because it's rare. Most people, when faced with changes in someone else's behavior, tend to react quickly, often out of fear of loss. But when you stay calm and let things unfold naturally, she will notice your self-assurance. This approach also allows you to enjoy the relationship without overthinking every interaction. You stop obsessing over whether you're saying the right thing or doing enough to keep her interest. Instead, you live in the moment, confident that whatever happens, you'll be fine. Emotional detachment is about freedom from constantly needing someone else's validation, freedom to make decisions based on your values and not out of fear. In practice, emotional detachment means setting boundaries for yourself. If she cancels plans last minute, don't rearrange your schedule hoping she'll change her mind. Accept it gracefully and move on to other plans, like meeting up with friends, hitting the gym, or focusing on a personal project. Show her that your life is full and doesn't depend on her availability. When she sees that you're not going to bend over backward every time she changes her mind, it reinforces your value. The power of emotional detachment lies in its quiet strength. Women are naturally attracted to stability, and when you remain unfazed by her unpredictability, you become a source of calm in her life. She realizes you're not someone who can be easily influenced by her whims, and this self-control stands out in today's world where people often overreact to the smallest things. Short. Emotional detachment makes you irresistible by showing her that you're in control of your emotions and not dependent on her for happiness. You're secure, resilient, and have a life filled with purpose. When you embody this strength, she will begin to see you as someone worth fighting to keep, because you become the rare anchor in a sea of uncertainty. Part 3. Set boundaries that demand respect. Setting boundaries is one of the most important aspects of any healthy relationship, yet it's also one of the most overlooked. Many men shy away from setting boundaries, thinking it might seem controlling or push her away. But boundaries are not about control, they're about self-respect. By setting clear boundaries, you communicate that you value your own time, energy, and emotional well-being. Think about this. If she constantly texts you late at night, expecting you to drop everything to meet up, and you agree every time, you're setting a precedent. You're teaching her that she can count on you to be available at her convenience. While this might feel like you're showing your dedication, in reality, it shows a lack of respect for your own boundaries. To earn her respect, you need to communicate through actions that you have a life and that your time is valuable. For instance, the next time she texts you at the last minute to hang out, don't cancel your existing plans or rearrange your schedule. Instead, respond with something like, "I'm busy tonight, but let's plan something for another day." By doing this, you're not rejecting her. You're simply showing her that you respect your own commitments and that you're not available at the drop of a hat. This principle extends to every area of your life. Boundaries aren't just about saying no to last-minute plans. They're about defining what you will and won't accept in a relationship. If you're dating someone who's still seeing other people or isn't serious about the relationship, it's perfectly fine to communicate your expectations. You might say, "I'm looking for something exclusive, and if that's not where you're at, that's okay. But I won't be just one of many options." When you set a boundary like this, you're clearly stating your values without being confrontational or argumentative. You're letting her know that you won't settle for less than what you want and deserve. If she respects you, she'll respond positively and meet you where you are. If she doesn't respect you or your boundaries, it's a sign that the relationship might not be right for you. Boundaries also apply to emotional investment. Don't be the one who's always initiating conversations, planning dates, or seeking her attention. Relationships are a two-way street, and both people should be putting in effort. If you're constantly the one giving while she's doing the bare minimum, it's time to step back and let her reciprocate. If she values you, she'll make the effort. If she doesn't, then you'll know where you stand. Setting boundaries isn't about creating distance or being difficult. It's about making it clear that you value yourself enough not to tolerate being treated as an option. When you set boundaries, you force her to respect you. And respect is the foundation of attraction. Women are drawn to men who know what they want and aren't afraid to walk away from situations that don't align with their values. So, establish your boundaries with calm confidence, and you'll see a difference in how she perceives you. Part 4. Actions speak louder than words. One of the biggest mistakes men make in relationships is relying on words to prove their worth. They believe that telling her how much they care, how different they are from other guys, or how serious they are about the relationship will make her feel the same way. But words alone are often not enough. In reality, actions are what make the difference. When you constantly tell her, "I'm really into you," or "I'd do anything for you," it may come across as sincere, but it can also seem like you're trying too hard to convince her. Instead of continuously telling her how much she means to you, focus on showing her through consistent and meaningful actions. Demonstrate your value through small, deliberate actions that align with your character and values, rather than trying to sell her on your feelings. For example, instead of texting her repeatedly to remind her how much you care, make an effort to be present, listen attentively when you're together, and respect her boundaries. Show reliability and consistency in your actions rather than just words. By doing this, you're showing her that you're serious and dependable without needing to explicitly state it over and over again. Women are particularly attuned to actions because they've often heard it all before. They've encountered men who say, "I'm different," or "I'm the guy who will always be there," only to see those promises fall through. Actions, on the other hand, build trust and demonstrate who you truly are over time. When you're consistent in your behavior, she'll begin to see that your words align with your actions, creating a foundation of respect and admiration. There's also something powerful about maintaining a quiet confidence. Avoid trying to explain yourself or over-justify your intentions. The men who stand out are those who act with integrity and don't feel the need to advertise it. They don't spend hours texting to reassure her of their feelings or trying to convince her they're a good guy. Instead, they let their actions speak for themselves, showing reliability, respect, and strength without seeking validation. This principle goes beyond romantic relationships as well. People are drawn to those who live their lives with purpose and who don't constantly seek approval. When you apply this to your own life, you'll notice that others will begin to admire and respect you more, simply because you're focused on your goals and values rather than trying to prove your worth. In short, let your actions demonstrate your worth, your reliability, and your integrity. Show up consistently and keep your promises without making grand declarations. The less you try to convince her with words, the more your actions will stand out, and the more she'll see you as a man of strength and character. Words can fade, but actions have a lasting impact that speaks volumes. Be the man who does what he says, and you'll become someone she can trust and admire. Part 5. Master the art of mystery. In a world where everyone is constantly connected, updating their lives online and sharing every detail, mystery has become rare, and that makes it powerful. To keep someone's interest, you don't need to play games or be deceptive, but maintaining a touch of mystery can be incredibly attractive. It creates curiosity, which is one of the strongest fuels for attraction. Being mysterious doesn't mean being unapproachable or distant. It simply means not revealing every part of your life too soon. For example, avoid giving her constant updates about your day or always being readily available for every text or call. If she knows exactly where you are and what you're doing every second, she has nothing to wonder about. Instead, by keeping parts of your life private, you give her space to think about you, to wonder, and to miss you. This is where attraction often grows in the moments when she's left wondering about you. Imagine this scenario. She texts you, asking what you're doing tonight. Instead of immediately replying with detailed plans or an invitation, you keep your response casual and a bit vague, something like, Got a few things going on tonight. How about you? This reply tells her that you're busy, engaged with your own life, but you're still interested in her. It leaves room for curiosity, giving her a sense that you're someone with a full, independent life. Mystery also means not always being available. If you're constantly reaching out, texting her every morning and night, and updating her on every little thing, you may come across as predictable. Predictability can lead to routine, which, while comforting in some ways, can quickly lead to boredom in a new relationship. By giving her space and focusing on your own interests, you add an element of unpredictability, which keeps things exciting. A common mistake is over-explaining or oversharing, especially early on. It's natural to want to connect and share your world with someone you like, but sometimes less is more. Letting her gradually get to know you over time, through shared experiences and natural conversations, builds a much stronger connection than if you reveal everything about yourself right away. When you pace the process of getting to know each other, you create anticipation and excitement, two essential elements for sustaining attraction. In addition, maintaining a level of mystery allows you to stay true to yourself and avoid losing your identity in the relationship. When you're not overly focused on keeping her updated or ensuring she's always in the loop, you stay grounded in your own values, goals, and daily life. This independence is appealing because it shows her that you're not relying on her for your happiness or a sense of purpose. Ultimately, mystery is about balance. Be genuine and authentic, but allow her to uncover different parts of you over time. Let her see that there's more to discover about you, that you're not an open book with all pages read at once. When you master this art of mystery, you become someone she can't easily forget, someone she thinks about and wants to know more deeply. This dynamic not only strengthens the connection, but also makes you a person of intrigue and depth, which keeps her interested and engaged. Part 6. Reclaim your time. One of the most common mistakes men make in relationships is rearranging their lives to fit hers, constantly being available and sacrificing their own time to be at her disposal. While this might seem like an expression of commitment, it often sends the opposite message, that your time isn't valuable to you. When you constantly make yourself available, she begins to take you for granted. But when you respect your own time, you're setting a powerful standard for how you want to be treated. Reclaiming your time is about showing her that you have a life filled with purpose and things that matter to you. If you're always waiting for her to call, always free to cancel your plans for hers, you end up communicating that her time is more important than your own. The reality is that women are drawn to men who have their own passions, goals, and activities. They respect men who don't drop everything at a moment's notice, but instead stay focused on their personal priorities. Imagine this scenario. She calls you last minute, wanting to meet up. If you always say yes, no matter what, it implies that you're waiting around for her call. Instead, try responding with something like, "I've already got plans tonight, but let's schedule something for the weekend." This response is polite but firm. It shows that you respect your own commitments. When you don't bend over backward to be available, she'll notice that your time is valuable, and that realization often leads her to respect you more. Another important aspect of reclaiming your time is prioritizing your own growth and goals. Use your free time to work on things that matter to you, whether that's advancing in your career, pursuing a hobby, working out, or spending time with friends and family. When you focus on building a fulfilling life outside of the relationship, you become someone who's genuinely interesting and self-sufficient. This independence and focus are qualities that many women find deeply attractive because they signal strength and confidence. In today's dating scene, it's easy to find people who are too readily available. Many men fall into the habit of sacrificing their own needs to be the nice guy who's always there. But the truth is, availability doesn't equate to value. When you respect your time, you communicate that your life has meaning and direction. This makes her view you not as someone who's just there for convenience, but as someone who has a purpose and a vision. Additionally, reclaiming your time shifts the dynamic in the relationship. When you're less available, she has to work a little harder for your attention, which can actually deepen her interest. She'll start to notice that you're not constantly on standby, and this scarcity can make her value your presence even more. It creates a sense of anticipation, as she knows that spending time with you is meaningful and not guaranteed. In short, Value your own time, and she will too. Don't be afraid to say no when something doesn't align with your goals or plans. By reclaiming your time, you're setting the standard for a balanced, respectful relationship. You're showing her that you're a man with a life of his own, which ultimately makes you more attractive and intriguing. The right person will respect your boundaries, appreciate your independence, and be eager to share in your life, not take it over. Part 7. The Rule of Reciprocity. A healthy relationship is built on mutual effort. One of the biggest pitfalls in dating is giving endlessly without receiving the same in return. It's easy to fall into the trap of constantly giving your time, attention, and energy, hoping she'll appreciate it and reciprocate. But if she's not putting in equal effort, you're not building a balanced connection, you're setting yourself up to be taken for granted. Reciprocity means that for every step you take, she takes one too. If you're always the one initiating conversations, planning dates, or putting in the energy to keep things going, you'll end up feeling unappreciated and exhausted. Relationships should flow both ways, with each person investing in building a connection. This isn't about keeping score, but about ensuring that both parties are equally engaged. Let's say you've been seeing each other for a while. At first, she was enthusiastic, texting, planning outings, and showing genuine interest. But as time goes on, you notice her efforts fading, she's less responsive, and you're the one constantly making plans. Instead of doubling down and trying even harder to get her attention, step back and observe. If she values the relationship, she'll notice the change and start putting in effort again. If she doesn't, then you have your answer. It might be time to reconsider the relationship. The rule of reciprocity isn't about playing games or manipulating someone's feelings. It's about valuing yourself enough to recognize when you're giving too much and not getting enough in return. If she genuinely cares, she'll want to contribute just as much as you do. This balanced exchange builds respect and ensures that you're both invested in making the relationship work. One simple way to practice reciprocity is to mirror her level of interest and effort. If she texts you, respond. If she makes plans, follow through. But don't go above and beyond for someone who isn't doing the same for you. This balance prevents you from feeling overextended and ensures that your energy is directed towards someone who values it. When you prioritize reciprocity, you're also establishing a healthy dynamic. You're showing her that you won't settle for a one-sided relationship and that you expect mutual respect. If she's not willing to meet you halfway, it might be a sign that she's not as committed as you are. While it can be hard to pull back, doing so will help you avoid feeling unappreciated and show her that your time and energy are valuable. Lastly, practicing reciprocity builds confidence. You're no longer chasing after someone's attention or validation. Instead, you're respecting yourself and giving only what you receive. This self-respect is highly attractive, and it sets the tone for a balanced, fulfilling relationship. You're telling her that you expect the same level of effort and commitment, and if she's willing to give it, you'll both enjoy a strong, equal partnership. Part 8. Turning rejection into power. Rejection is often seen as a setback, a sign of failure. But what if you could flip the script and turn rejection into a source of strength? In relationships, rejection can be one of the most powerful opportunities for growth. Instead of allowing it to bring you down, use it as a chance to become the best version of yourself. Rejection can reveal hidden truths. It forces you to take a hard look at yourself and the areas where you might need improvement. Instead of spiraling into self-doubt, try seeing rejection as feedback. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Maybe you were too available, didn't set clear boundaries, or invested too much too soon. Whatever the reason, this is a chance to reflect and grow, not to dwell on what could have been. For example, if she decides to end things, take a step back and analyze the relationship. Was there anything you would have done differently? Were there areas where you compromised your values or neglected your own needs? Reflecting on these questions can be enlightening and help you develop a stronger sense of self for future relationships. One of the greatest lessons in Stoicism is the idea that external events don't define you. Your response to them does. In the face of rejection, a Stoic response would be to stay calm, avoid taking it personally, and focus on what you can control. Instead of reacting emotionally, treat the situation logically and see it as an opportunity to improve. This doesn't mean suppressing your feelings, but rather learning to respond in a way that empowers you. When you approach rejection with this mindset, it actually builds resilience. Each time you face rejection and handle it with grace, you become stronger. You learn to value yourself independently of other people's opinions, and you develop a deeper sense of self-worth. This resilience makes you less likely to seek constant approval from others, and instead, you begin to build your confidence from within. Turning rejection into power also frees you from wasting time on people who don't see your value. When someone doesn't reciprocate your feelings or decides to walk away, it's often a blessing in disguise. It allows you to move on and focus on people who genuinely appreciate and value you. Rejection, in this sense, is a form of clarity. It shows you where you stand and who is truly worth your time. Finally, success is the ultimate response to rejection. Use the experience as motivation to work on yourself, to chase your goals, and to become the best version of yourself. When she sees you thriving and growing without her, it often leaves a lasting impression. Not only does this improve your life, but it also attracts others who recognize and value the strong, resilient person you've become. In short, rejection doesn't define you, it refines you. Embrace it as a necessary part of growth and use it to fuel your journey forward. With each rejection, you get closer to becoming the person you're meant to be, someone who doesn't need validation from others to know their worth. Part 9. Become her emotional anchor. In any relationship, emotions can be unpredictable. People experience highs and lows, and situations often bring unexpected challenges. One of the most valuable qualities you can cultivate is the ability to remain calm, steady, and centered, to become an emotional anchor in her life. When you can stand firm amid chaos, you create a foundation of trust and reliability that few can offer. Women, like everyone, have emotional ups and downs, and in those moments, many people around them may react impulsively or become overwhelmed. But if you're the one who stays calm and collected, you become a source of strength and security. This doesn't mean ignoring her emotions or dismissing her feelings. Rather, it means you respond with empathy and understanding without letting her emotions pull you into turmoil. For example, if she's upset about something in her life, a problem at work, or a disagreement with a friend, listen attentively without immediately offering solutions or becoming reactive yourself. Instead of trying to fix everything, sometimes the best response is simply to be there, to acknowledge her feelings, and to let her know you're there to support her. This stability makes you stand out as someone she can count on, someone who remains grounded no matter what challenges come your way. Becoming an emotional anchor is also about managing your own reactions. In relationships, there may be times when she tests your boundaries, behaves unpredictably, or brings up difficult topics. If you respond with frustration, anger, or insecurity, it shows her that you're easily affected by external situations. But if you handle these moments with patience and understanding, she'll see you as someone who's in control of himself and capable of handling life's ups and downs with grace. Another powerful aspect of being an emotional anchor is that it creates a sense of safety. When you don't allow drama or emotional swings to destabilize you, she feels secure in knowing that she won't face unnecessary emotional turbulence with you. This doesn't mean being emotionally distant. Rather, it means offering a stable presence. She'll realize that you're someone who won't let her down, no matter what emotions she's going through. This ability to remain steady and grounded also shows that you respect yourself and have emotional maturity. When she sees that you're not easily shaken, she'll likely feel more at ease around you, trusting you as a steady, reliable partner. Your emotional resilience becomes a defining quality, one that many will appreciate and admire. Being an emotional anchor goes beyond relationships, too. It's a valuable quality in every area of life, with friends, family, and colleagues. By practicing emotional resilience and steadying yourself in the face of challenges, you develop a skill that will serve you in any situation. In essence, being her emotional anchor is about standing firm and being the calm in the storm. When you embody this stability, she'll see you as more than just a partner. She'll see you as someone she can rely on and trust deeply. Your strength becomes her comfort, and your steadiness becomes something she values and cherishes. Part 10. Create scarcity and reclaim your value. One of the fundamental principles of attraction is that what is scarce is often more valuable. When you're always available, always responding within seconds, and always willing to drop everything to meet her needs, you make yourself predictable and, over time, easy to take for granted. To be seen as a priority, not an option, you need to create a sense of scarcity around your time and attention. Creating scarcity doesn't mean playing hard to get or manipulating her emotions. It's about genuinely valuing your own time and choosing to invest it wisely. When you reclaim control over your schedule and prioritize your own goals, hobbies, and passions, you send a powerful message. My time is valuable, and I don't give it away easily. Imagine this scenario. She texts you in the middle of the day, wanting to meet up last minute. Instead of instantly clearing your calendar, politely let her know that you're busy but would love to see her another time. Responding with something like, "I'm tied up today, but let's plan something for the weekend," shows that you respect both her time and yours. You're not pushing her away, you're simply not making yourself available at a moment's notice. This sense of scarcity creates an element of anticipation. When she knows she can't have your attention whenever she wants, she's more likely to appreciate the time you do spend together. She'll start looking forward to seeing you, knowing that you're a man with a full, meaningful life, not someone who's just waiting around. Scarcity reminds her that your time with her is special, that it's something to be valued, not expected. Creating scarcity also protects your own sense of self-worth. When you're constantly available and accommodating, it's easy to start feeling drained or unappreciated. By setting boundaries around your time, you're ensuring that you're investing in a relationship that respects your value. This doesn't just enhance her perception of you, it strengthens your own confidence and self-respect. Scarcity can also add a sense of mystery and intrigue, keeping the relationship dynamic. When she doesn't know exactly what you're up to, or when she has to wait to hear from you, she'll think about you more often. This element of the unknown is a powerful force in attraction. When she starts to wonder what you're doing, she's reminded that you're not an open book, that there's more to discover about you. In the end, creating scarcity is about balance. It's not about withholding affection or ignoring her. It's about showing that you respect yourself enough to prioritize your own life alongside the relationship. When you reclaim your time and focus on your own growth, goals, and fulfillment, you become someone who is genuinely interesting and worthy of admiration. The bottom line is this: if you want to be her priority, start by treating yourself as one. Let your time and attention be something she earns, not something you give away freely. When she sees that you're not willing to compromise your self-worth or your goals just to please her, she'll begin to see you as someone she doesn't want to lose. By creating scarcity, you enhance both your own life and the relationship, making your presence something to be valued and missed. As you reach the end of this journey, remember, becoming her priority starts with becoming the priority in your own life. This isn't about games or strategies to win her over. It's about the quiet strength of knowing your worth, setting boundaries, and living with purpose. When you embrace self-respect and emotional resilience, you become a person of genuine value, someone who doesn't need validation from others to feel whole. And the more you invest in your own growth, the more magnetic you become, not just to her, but to everyone around you. Think back to everything you've learned: the importance of emotional detachment, the power of setting boundaries, and the subtle art of creating scarcity. Each of these principles isn't just a tool for relationships, they're the foundation for a life led with confidence and intention. As you walk this path, you'll find that those who truly appreciate you will rise to meet your standards, and those who don't will simply fall away, leaving space for deeper, more meaningful connections. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If this story resonated with you, take a moment to reflect on how these principles can empower not only your relationships, but every aspect of your life. Imagine the impact you can make when you live authentically, with your own values guiding you. If you're ready to continue growing, I invite you to subscribe to this channel and become part of a community dedicated to self-mastery and purpose-driven living. There are more stories, insights, and powerful lessons ahead, each designed to help you navigate life and relationships with wisdom and strength. Stay tuned, this is only the beginning. Let's walk this path together and discover what it means to truly live as your best self.